What's happening, everybody? Happy Sunday morning to you. Welcome back to Working with Bobby. I'm trying to bring y'all a way more positive video this go around. Good news. My best friend blessed me in a way that is kind of sort of is undescribable or indescribable, however you say it. You know, I told him that my truck was down and how I had to wait on this and that, the third, to get it like I need to get it. And you know what he did? This man went and got me a radiator and coolant to put back in my truck. And I'm gonna show you what's going on. Get over here to the truck. Y'all see it? Brand new radiator. It's a Duralast radiator, obviously from AutoZone. It might be other parts stores that sell Duralast, but as far as I know, it's just AutoZone. Part number B622, and got me a gallon of coolant. I always use the concentrate because I don't like to buy 2 or 3 jugs just to fill up a system. So I add the water myself. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the old radiator out, put the new one in, and top it off with coolant. Now, to keep from doing all that walking, I'm gonna just park my truck over there by my van so I can use my tools out my van, because obviously I'm not at the shop. But we're gonna get the truck over there and we're gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm gonna fill y'all into a new plan that I have for my cooling system. So just stay tuned. All right, y'all, I had to go full work site mode on y'all. This is my straw hat that I keep in my work van for when I got to work outside. So sometimes when I got to work on this forklift equipment, when I'm on my job, you don't always have a air conditioning facility or a shed to work up under, so you got to protect yourself any way you can. But anyway, let me get y'all turned around to show y'all what I'm gonna try to do. All right, I got my tool bag already out. I shouldn't need much just to put a radiator in, but this is what my plan is. Remember I told y'all about I was gonna try to change some things around. What I'm gonna do, I may not do it all today, but I'm gonna just tell you my plan. Let me get on the other side where the sun ain't glaring. All right, yeah, this is a better view. Let me see if I can zoom out some. Nope, I'm zooming in. All right, this is my plan. There was a couple of you all who commented in my last video telling me about putting the fan shroud back on and all that, which that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because I can't afford to put on the it's a fan module. It's a company that's called Alloy Works. They make full aluminum radiators with the dual fans, with the fan circuit and relay and all that, and it's actually pretty reasonable. Now, could I get something, I guess, better known, or quote unquote higher quality? Yeah, that Derale company, or Derail, or however you pronounce it, is spelled Derale. They make really good radiator and fan combos. Be Cool, they make good radiator fan and radiator and fan combos, but I cannot afford that sort of stuff at this time. That's why I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with now, because I've been trying to go the budget route and modify it as I can, and this and that, the third. Sometimes that don't always work out. So this is what the plan is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the radiator and all that in today. That way I can at least drive the truck. I'm going to get a new, well, it's new to me. Obviously, it ain't going to be brand new because I ain't trying to pay that much for no up and lower shroud. But I'm going to put the shrouds back on here with the mechanical fan. And if you're wondering, well, Bobby, what are you going to do with the electric fan? I got an idea for that. I'm going to run, this is a reversible fan where I can do it pulling or pushing. So to keep the condenser cooler, I'm going to put this in here. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to have to offset it or modify something some kind of way or another. But I'm going to actually put that fan on the condenser and have what they call a condenser fan. And then I'm going to try to charge my AC back up when I put some new seals on. Because what normally happens, when your condenser get too hot, your high side builds up too much pressure. It blows out the seal, and then you don't have no more refrigerant. Because my AC did work for a certain time, until, you know, the condenser got too hot, because that don't move enough air across the radiator and the condenser. I didn't have issues with cooling with this particular fan until I had put that condenser back on the front and got new lines and trying to put AC back on this truck. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do it all today. I'm gonna just put the radiator in and top it off with coolant so I can at least dry the truck, because I'm gonna need to take it down to the shop and I'm gonna change the oil again to get that burnt oil out of it, because it didn't get, I don't think it got warm enough to hurt anything, but it did get warm enough to where I'm uncomfortable with the oil that's in it. And for those of you who didn't see the last video, this is what happened to it. This is what you twist to drain the coolant out the radiator. For whatever reason, the nipple just broke slap off, and when it popped out, it blew off the seal that's behind it, and all my coolant came out. As you can see, it was on the headers, and all on this side is still wet down there, because that's where it normally goes. I'm gonna try to zoom in to get y'all to see it. Let me see if I can figure this thing out. I'm going the wrong way. Hold on a minute, y'all, because I want y'all to see this. Come on, phone. I guess the phone don't want y'all to see it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right down there, that's where the drain goes. And I know y'all see them plugs and stuff there, but I don't have engine oil, cooler, and all that. This is just a more efficient radiator for this body style without getting that big block radiator. So, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get the upper radiator hose off. The lower radiator hose is over there. Undo the heater hoses and the what do you call it? The one going to the reservoir. I'm gonna get on them loose, take my radiator cap off, pull these 3 tins off to take this cup off, and I'm gonna lift the radiator out. I don't have my camera stand here, so I can't just pretty much show y'all everything, but I'll bring you along the way as we keep going. All right, so just stay tuned. All right, y'all, I got the old radiator out, which it would be easy because I don't use my transmission cooler. I got that going to an external one, and this is how I have the fan mounted onto the radiator. I got to do the other one just like this, just for, you know, temporary purposes. And when I looked into it, I may not be able to mount this on the front of that condenser with this shroud, because it's gonna be too big. But I might be able to squeeze this fan in there. But for the time being, it's gonna go on the new radiator so I can get going again. But I drilled holes up here and ran these 7mm screws through here, because I had some people asking me like, hey, how you did such and such? That's how I did it. So I got to do the new radiator the exact way, and I did the same thing at the bottom. Got some metal screws and went through the flange. Don't go through the radiator, obviously. And as I already told y'all, that's the thing that popped out that let all my coolant out, causing me to overheat a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the new radiator out the box, get this fan shroud off, and get it ready to go in so I can put coolant in it and get it back going again. So y'all just stay tuned. All right, y'all, got the fan mounted. As you can see, I'll try to back out so y'all can see it better. I gotta get better with this phone. I keep zooming in when I mean to back out. But I got it swapped out. I'm leaving these plugs in it because I don't use them anyway. So they can stay in, they ain't gonna hurt nothing. But I'm gonna get ready to get it in, mount it, hook up my lines, hoses, and start adding coolant and water to it. I'm gonna have to run that water hose over here to do that. But it's a long hose, so I ain't gotta worry about none of that. So let me go ahead and get it put in. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you about something. These little plugs that come on there, that plugs off the port for your heater hose. Some people use it, some don't. But whether you do or you don't, well, let me say it this way. If you don't normally use these, hold on to them, because they're good for like capping off, you know, different things. I always keep these when they come on the new radiators. So you can use them for different purposes, but I like to keep them just in case I need to plug off a water jacket, or not the water jacket, a water outlet or inlet or whatever. So let me go ahead and get this put in, and then we're going to get the truck back running, top off the coolant, check for leaks, etc., etc. All right, y'all, she baked. Belle is officially baked. I had to add some power steering fluid, because y'all already know from the other videos that the pump was cracked on it, so I had to add fluid every now and then. But no leaks. Fan just came on. Thermostat, yeah, it's opening up. Everything flowing the way it should. That coolant getting on that belt, now I got it squeezing. I just had put that arm belt on there too. But it is what it is. As long as it's running, I'll fix that other stuff later as I can afford it. But everything is back where it needs to be. She talking again, sounding good. But I gotta take it to the shop and I'm gonna change the oil in it, because with that engine getting hot, I want to make sure that that I get that burnt oil out of it. It may or may not hurt it, but I don't want to take no chances. But that's normally where that thing's supposed to be at, coolant temp wise, when I just got it running and sitting idling. But before, when me and my son got in, it went way up here, the 210 in between, that dot in between 210 and that 260. So it could have been around 225, 230. I hope I ain't cracked them heads. Vortex heads do not like heat. They're just as bad as the aluminum heads on some of this 4-cylinder new kind of cars. But she baked, and I thank God for it. Because Lord knows I need my truck, man. I really do. I'm gonna close the video out a different way today, simply because I got some stuff that I gotta try to get done since now my truck is back up and operational. So instead of the couch, yeah. All right, y'all might can't hardly see me. Let me get the way it ain't no glare. Yeah, there it is. All right, y'all. Thank God for my friend Donovan. He come through for me, man, even when I don't ask him to. Sometimes I can just tell him, hey, Bo, I need such and such and such, but I ain't got the money to get it. He'll go and try to get it, you know. And that's not the only person I got in my life that blesses me in that way. My wife, obviously, my sister, my mom. I got people that bless me, you know, a lot of the times when I don't even ask for it. A lot of times they don't even know I need it. But as they say, closed mouths don't get fed. So you can't be too proud to ask for help if you need it. So without further ado, I'm gonna do y'all like I always do, y'all. Be blessed, be encouraged. Hold a minute. Yeah, keep wrenching. I'll see y'all on the next video.